Did you know yoga can open your heart and expand your capacity for love? Yoga supports emotional well-being and growth by reducing stress, releasing tension, and cultivating awareness, love, connection, and compassion. In today's practice, we will move through heart-opening postures, breathwork, and mindfulness to cultivate love from within and radiate it outward. We all experience emotional blocks, whether it's stress, past hurts, or simply the weight of daily life. These tensions often show up in our bodies, especially around the heart, shoulders, and breath. When we hold onto these blocks, it can feel harder to connect with ourselves and with others. Yoga helps us release that tension, soften resistance, and create space for love, compassion, and deeper connections. Today's practice is about letting go, opening up, and allowing love to flow freely. Are you ready? To begin, find a quiet, open space where you can move freely without distractions. A yoga mat is great if you have one, but optional. Blocks and an extra blanket can also be helpful but aren't necessary. Set up in a way that feels cozy and supportive for you. As we move through this practice, remember to listen to your body, respect your body's limits, and honor what feels best for you today. This practice is adaptable and is here to support you. So if a pose doesn't feel right, feel free to ease up, modify it, or skip it. Now enjoy your practice. Welcome to Natora Yoga. My name is Gigi and I'm happy to be your guide through today's yoga practice. Let's settle in. Sit cross-legged on your mat in easy seat. To reduce strain on your knees and lower back, place a folded blanket or block on your sitting bones to elevate your hips. Once you find your comfortable seat, evenly distribute your weight across both of your sitting bones. Ground down and feel the support of the surface beneath you. Lengthen your spine. Allow your shoulders to relax down away from your ears. Keep your hands resting comfortably on your thighs with the palms facing down. To help turn your attention inward, soften your gaze at a point in front of you, or gently close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath. Breathe at a pace that feels comfortable for you right now. Notice the natural rhythm of your inhalations and exhalations without trying to control it. Maybe feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest or belly as you breathe, the expanding and contracting of your rib cage, or the sensation of the breath entering and exiting through your nostrils. Bring both hands to your heart, or bring one hand to your heart and the other to your belly. Feel the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat. And I invite you to think of something or someone that makes you feel love. Someone who shows you love. Allow that feeling to fill your heart. Allow it to expand with every breath. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On the next breath, gently release your hands down and open your eyes. Let's start by warming up the body, then explore some heart-opening yoga poses that will help us create space for love and compassion. Beginning with our side body stretch. Walk your right hand out to the side and reach your left arm up and over, reaching towards the right, keeping both of your sitting bones grounded, breathing deeply. You may feel a nice stretch in your left side body. Inhale both of your arms up overhead and walk your left hand out to the side, reaching your right arm up and over, keeping both of your sitting bones grounded, breathing deeply into the stretch. Inhale both of your arms up overhead, moving into our seated twist. Bring your left hand to your right knee and prop your right hand behind you, twisting towards the right. You may gaze past your right shoulder for our seated twist. Inhale both of your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee. Bring your left hand behind you. You can turn your head to gaze past your left shoulder. Breathe deeply. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Moving into our neck circles, drop your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, circle your head to the right. Exhale, circle left. Inhale, circle right. Exhale, left. One more inhale. Exhale. Pause at center and reverse the direction of your circle. Inhale, circle your head to the left. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Pause at center. Lift your chin from your chest. Moving into our shoulder rolls. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale your shoulders back and down. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale back and down. One more inhale. Exhale. Reverse the direction of your shoulder roll. Inhale your shoulders back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. One more inhale. Exhale. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Let's transition onto our hands and knees for table pose. If you are sitting on a block or a blanket, you can set it out to the side. And in table pose, stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Tuck your toes under, moving into cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze for cow pose. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round your spine and tilt your tailbone down. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze for cow pose. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round your spine, tilt your tailbone down for cat pose. And let's do this movement a couple of times just to warm up our spine. Inhaling for cow pose and exhaling for cat pose. One more. Inhale your spine back to neutral. Now bring your big toes to touch. You can take your knees as wide as the mat if that feels good, and sit your hips back and down onto your heels, keeping your arms extended out in front of you, Rest your forehead on the mat for child's pose. And this pose is available to you whenever you need to catch your breath, rest, or exit out of a pose. Breathing deeply. Press into your hands to lift your hips back up. Table pose, shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Moving into our leg opening sequence, extend your right leg long. Exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest and step your right foot forward between your hands. You can come onto your fingertips or you can use blocks. Press down through your feet. Engage your core muscles as you lift your upper body. Clasp your hands and place them on top of your right thigh. You can stay here or you can inhale to lift your arms up overhead, low lunge. Open up the chest, draw your navel to your spine to engage your core. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat or onto blocks. Tuck your back toes if they're not tucked already. And you can begin to walk your hands towards the back of your mat as you straighten your front leg. Keep a slight bend in your knee and flex your toes towards your shin to protect your knee for half split. Inhale, extend your spine long, and exhale, fold over your front leg. Inhale, walk your hands forward, framing your front foot. If you had blocks, you can set them out to the side. Plant your hands and step your right foot back. Table pose. And let's move on to the other side. Inhale your left leg long. Exhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Come onto your fingertips or onto blocks. Press down through your feet. Engage your leg muscles. Draw your navel to your spine to engage your core and lift your upper body. Clasp your hands and place them on top of your left thigh. Option to stay here, or you can inhale your arms up overhead for low lunge. Opening up the chest. Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your blocks or onto the mat. You can walk your hands back as you straighten your front leg. Keep a slight bend in your knee and flex your toes towards your shin to protect your knee for half split. Inhale to extend your spine long and exhale, fold over your front leg. Breathing deeply. Inhale to walk your hands forward. If you had blocks, you can set them out to the side. Plant your hands and step your left foot back for table pose. Shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Moving into puppy pose. Walk your hands forward towards the top of your mat. Spread your fingers, press into your hands. Begin to reach your chest towards the ground and rest your forehead on the mat. Your hips are stacked over your knees. You're opening up your chest and you're breathing deeply. Press into your hands as you lift your forehead and shift forward onto your forearms. bringing the tops of your feet onto the mat. Your legs are out long. Your shoulders are stacked over your elbows. Your arms are parallel. Press into the mat as you open your chest. Sphinx pose. Breathe deeply. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. You can draw your shoulder blades down and back. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands onto the mat. Underneath of your shoulders. Press into your hands to lift yourself back up into table pose. Tuck your back toes and sit your hips onto your heels. From here, stand on your knees, stacking your hips over your knees. Your hips are facing forward. Your spine is long. Send your tailbone down. Moving into our camel pose, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, twist towards the left long side of your mat, keeping your hips facing forward. Your right hand is pointing towards the top of your mat, and your left hand is pointing towards the back of your mat. Option is stay here, or you can tilt your left hand back, bringing it onto your heel, and you can reach your right arm up and over towards the back. Breathe deeply. Engage your inner thighs as you lift your upper body back up. Inhale both of your arms up overhead. And let's twist to the other side. Twist towards the right long side of your mat, bringing your right hand towards the back of your mat and your left hand forward. You can stay here, or you can tilt back, bringing your right hand onto your heel and reaching your left arm up and over. You can gaze up towards your lifted hand. Breathe deeply. Engage your inner thighs as you lift your upper body back up. Inhale both of your arms up overhead. You can bring your hands down through heart center. And you can sit your hips back down onto your heels. And from here, let's do a little child's pose. So come back onto your hands and knees for table pose. Bring your big toes together to touch, your knees wide. Sit your hips back and down, resting your forehead on the mat. And let's take a couple of deep breaths here in child's pose to rest. Press into your hands to lift your hips up, back into table pose, shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Press down into your hands, engage your arm muscles, draw your navel to your spine to engage your core, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, you can keep your knees as bent as much as you need. If it feels good, you can walk your dog by extending one heel towards the ground and bending the opposite knee. Come back to a bent knee, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze towards the top of your mat. And take small baby steps with bent knees towards the top of your mat. And once you arrive, bring your feet hips distance apart or wider. Fold your upper body over your legs, dropping your head, neck, and chest. for forward fold. Press down into your feet. Engage your leg muscles. Draw your navel to your spine to engage your core as you slowly roll up to stand one vertebra at a time. Inhale your arms up overhead. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. And once you have your hands in heart center, you can keep them here. You can soften your gaze or gently close your eyes. And breathe deeply here. Maybe connect your thumbs to your chest. You might feel your heartbeat. And allow this to be a reminder of all the love that you have inside of you. Take a deep breath in and out. Whenever you're ready, you can gently release your hands and open up your eyes. Inhale your arms up overhead for extended mountain pose. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your hips as you fold forward. Drop your head, neck, and chest. Forward fold. Inhale to straighten your legs. Bring your hands onto your shins or onto blocks for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your head, neck, and chest. Plant your hands. Step your right foot back. You can bring your knee down if you need to. Step your left foot back. Bring both of your knees down. And let's do our flow again, beginning with puppy pose. Walk your hands forward to the top of the mat. Bring your chest towards the mat. Rest your forehead down. Your hips are stacked over your knees. Press down through your hands. You can keep your arms active or your elbows resting on the mat. Breathing deeply. This really helps to open up our chest. One more deep breath in and out. Lift your forehead from the mat. Come onto your forearms as you gently shift forward into Sphinx pose. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Your legs are extended out long. Your shoulders are stacked over your elbows. Press your hands into the ground. Open up the chest, gaze forward. Breathing deeply. Bring your hands onto the mat and press yourself back up into table pose. Shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Tuck your toes if they're not already, and sit your hips onto your heels. Prepare for camel pose. Stand on your knees. Lengthen your spine. Draw your navel to your spine to engage your core. Send your tailbone down. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, twist your body towards the left long side of your mat. Your right hand is pointing forward and your left hand is pointing back. You can stay here or gently tilt back, bringing your left hand onto your heel, reaching your right arm up and over. Breathe deeply. Engage your inner thighs As you lift your upper body back up, inhale both of your arms up overhead. And switching sides. Exhale, twist towards the right. Your left hand is facing forward. Your right hand is facing towards the back. You can stay here or gently tilt back, bringing your right hand onto your right heel and reaching your left arm up and over. Opening up our chest. You can gaze up ahead. Breathe deeply. Inhale to lift, reaching your arms up overhead. You can bring your hands down through heart center. Sit your hips back and down and come back into child's pose for a moment of rest. And once you're in child's pose, take a couple of deep breaths. Press into your hands to lift your hips back up. Bringing your shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. Swing your legs out to the right. Sit your hips back down to the left. Extend your legs out in front of you and sit towards the center of your mat. Once you arrive, you can bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the mat. Bring your hands onto the backs of your thighs as you slowly roll onto your back, one vertebra at a time. Keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the mat. You can bring your arms by your sides with the palms facing down. Walk your heels in towards your hands until you're able to gently graze the backs of your heels. Moving into bridge pose, press into your feet. Spin your inner thighs down as you lift your hips up. Opening up our chest, activating our glutes and our inner thighs. You can stay here, or if it feels good, you can roll your shoulder blades underneath of you and clasp your hands underneath of your sitting bones. Let's take one more deep breath in and out. Release your clasp. You can unroll your shoulder blades from underneath of you and gently lower your hips down onto the mat. Bring your arms out into a T shape. Press into your feet. Shift your hips to the left and allow both of your knees to fall to the right for our supine spinal twist. You can gaze up overhead or you can turn your head to the left. If it feels good, you can gently close your eyes. Breathe into this twist. Inhale your head back to center. Allow your top leg to come up and your bottom leg to follow. Shift your hips to center and let's move on to the other side. Press down into your feet, shift your hips to the right, and allow both of your knees to fall to the left. Gaze up overhead, or if it feels good, you can turn your head to gaze towards the right. You can gently close your eyes if that feels good. And breathe deeply into our twist. Inhale your head back to center. Allow your top leg to come up and your bottom leg to follow. Shift both of your hips to center and hug your knees in. And if it feels good, you can gently rock side to side and get a massage on your lower back. Come back to center and extend your arms and legs long and wide, taking up space on the mat. Moving into our final relaxation, Shavasana. I invite you to soften your gaze or gently close your eyes. Allow your feet to fall naturally to the sides. Relax your leg muscles. Your palms are facing towards the sky. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Relax your neck. Relax the muscles in your face. Unhinge and release your jaw. Relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyes and your eyebrows and your forehead. Allow your entire body to feel completely relaxed and heavy. Feel the support of the surface beneath you. And let's breathe here in silence for several breaths, absorbing the benefits of today's practice. Breathe deeply. Begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes to reawaken your body. And you can stretch your arms up overhead and your legs out long to get a nice full body stretch. Then bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the mat. Shift your hips to roll over onto your favorite side in the fetal position, using your bottom arm as a pillow. And take a moment here to savor the peace, calm, and the love that we've cultivated in today's practice. And press into your top hand to lift your upper body back up into a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes lowered or closed as you sit back upright. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Love starts within. When we nurture love for ourselves, our bodies, minds, and hearts, just as they are, we create a foundation for loving others. We can care more deeply for those around us, and even for our shared home, Earth. Every act of love, whether for ourselves, others, or the planet, ripples out and makes a difference. Take a moment to send gratitude and love to yourself. Honor yourself for showing up today, for moving your body, breathing deeply, and giving yourself the care and attention you deserve. Bring both hands to your heart, or bring one hand to your heart and the other to your belly. Feel the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the biggest breath of your day. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Whenever you're ready, release your hands down and gently open your eyes. Bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Thank you for showing up today and sharing this practice with me. In today's heart-opening yoga practice, we released tension, eased stress, and cultivated more love and compassion for both yourself and others. May you carry this open-hearted energy with you off the mat and into your life. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this class with someone who could benefit. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and share how you're feeling after today's class, or if something resonated with you. Take good care of yourself and each other. Sending you my love, and I hope you'll join me on the mat again soon.